Star Wars Rebels. So this is the new animated TV show, which is now in line with the Star Wars universe. This what happens in this TV show directly kind of is in line with what we've seen in the movies, you know, episodes 4, 5 and 6, and obviously the prequel trilogy. This TV show happens in that same universe, so basically it is kind of connected, whilst you could say all the other expanded universe that we've had before, all the books, comics, TV shows, games, none of that is kind of real, sort of been forgotten about, and everything else has been sort of scrapped. I think the Clone Wars hasn't, but anyway, the majority of it has. So this is going to be the main issue with this sort of TV show. So let me tell you a little bit about the kind of the plot synopsis and the sort of characters for this sort of primary episode. Then we'll kind of get into that. So what we've got here is a CGI animated show aimed at kids, and we have our kind of main protagonist, I guess, called Ezra, who's just basically Aladdin. He's this kind of street kid who kind of hooks up with this kind of band of rebels, of assorted. You know, we've got the kind of the main human guy who's like a Jedi. You've got this sort of Mandalorian female who's basically the kind of the Boba Fett's armor. We've kind of got this Wookiee-like alien and a kind of a tweak, I think the alien is called, with the sort of tubes on her head. It's like a female pilot and a kind of an astromech droid. So this just kind of band of basically, I guess you would kind of call them Han Solo types. They're kind of doing sort of mercy missions, or giving out food to the poor, things like that. They're trying to rescue Wookiees from the Impery. And we're introduced to a couple of the bad guys as well, and they kind of hook up with Ezra and kind of adopt him as their sort of newest member, and kind of go on these kind of introductory adventures, so to speak. And that's basically the kind of the pilot episode here, really just an introduction to these characters and sort of showing you what you can expect from the rest of this TV show. So let me talk about the merits first of all. I think as a kids show, this might be quite enjoyable. So if you're watching this as a young viewer, or you've kind of got kids and they kind of like Star Wars, they may kind of get a kick out of the kind of the slapstick humour, the very sort of Disney-fied look of the show, very kind of not a realistic looking show at all, and kind of things like that. Basically, it does aim at a kind of young audience, but it's quite colourful. There's quite a lot sort of going on. They do actually kill people, I have to say, which I was a little bit surprised about it being maybe a kids show. But it's kind of, it has this weird, like a kiddie feel to it, but they actually like throwing grenades and blowing people up and stuff like that, which I was maybe didn't see that coming first of all. But other than that, it really has a kind of kiddie feel. But here's the problem: because this is actually directly connected to the Star Wars universe, I don't think it fits with the tone set by the Star Wars films, because this is so kind of slapstick and kind of lazy storytelling basically, and just silly jokey characters. And the stormtroopers, basically, for example, in this we have the classic stormtroopers, but they just seem like just mindless idiots, far more so than they ever did in the original trilogy. But they're just standing around waiting to get killed, stuff like that. Very kind of simplistic plot, basically. We just know exactly what's going to happen. There's no surprises here. We know this kind of kid's going to kind of end up with the pilots and stuff like that. They're going to be resistant to it first of all, but they're all going to love him in the end. It's all very, very obvious what's going to happen. Absolutely no surprises here. There's no apart from, I say, a couple of like stormtroopers and stuff getting killed. There's no edge to this, and it just feels very much like a kind of slapstick kids cartoon. And the problem being, if you're saying all of this is kind of connected to the Star Wars universe, and this cartoon show, is in the same universe as, the original Star Wars movies, it doesn't, the tone is wrong, the tone is off, and it doesn't fit, unfortunately. So this really depends on how you kind of want to watch it. If you just want like a throwaway kids TV show for yourself, if you're young or if you're kids, they're going to get a kick out of this. I mean, a friend of mine's got young kids and they love Star Wars, so they're going to love this. It's all colourful, lots of interesting looking characters and stuff like that, and a fair bit of action. But they're not going to be discerning on it. If you are a Star Wars fan, then I don't think you'll like it, to be quite honest, because I just think it is so just cheesy and kind of predictable. Nothing really that is kind of going to make you think, oh yeah, this is so like those original films, or even the prequel trilogy. To be honest, it doesn't feel like it's connected at all, which is the mistake I think maybe they've made here. They wanted to make this kind of cartoon show. They should have almost just kept it completely separate and say, you know, this really isn't connected at all, because unfortunately the tone is just so different. And it kind of makes me worried for episode 7, I have to be honest. It is really so predictable, so kind of just cliche characters. The dialogue is horrible. They keep dropping like name drops as well and stuff like that, and keep having lines that are sort of, you know, that we've kind of heard before and stuff like that. And it's like, no, this can't happen, because, you know, if it's the same universe, it just shouldn't really happen like that. There's too many things that are sort of connected. Very frustrating to watch, unfortunately. If you are, say, an adult Star Wars fan, you kind of want to watch this as part of the kind of the new expanded universe. So, like I said, this movie, or sorry, this TV show is really going to depend on what you want from it, and kind of, you know, how you're watching it basically. But for me personally, I thought it was kind of weak. I think it had its plus points, as I say, for kids and stuff like that. But other than that, I found it thoroughly predictable. The characters, for the most part, weren't all that interesting. There's a couple of ones I quite like, the kind of the main bad guy in this. So I think he was kind of quite good. But other than that, the characters I think are very sort of cliche. Very kind of just what you're going to expect. It's no surprise here whatsoever. And like I said, the tone is very worrying when you think about what's coming up for the new Star Wars films. So, have you seen it? What was your thoughts on the Star Wars Rebels? Did you like it? Do you agree or disagree with my comments? Leave me a comment and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.